Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Fogris the Riven Realms. We got halfway through learning about the city of Larnak last time, so let's pick up where we left off and check out Lucernum, wealth and privilege illuminated by lamplight. Lucernum is called the Lamplight District for good reason. Here the tall houses, neat shops, and clean shrines are lit exquisitely by bright kelp burning lamps hanging from posts. The villas of wealthy overlook the spacious streets from the high terraces, and the banners of nobles and trading houses sway gently in the underground breeze. A large pitted hive hangs on the northern cliff face ominously, an odd contrast to the district's apparent tranquility. You could visit the sanctum of Baal Urkal, go to the Villa Aculea, headquarters of House Venari. I think we have a good relationship with Venari, or at least decent. Shop of luxury items, visit the authorities, or visit the infirmary. Let's start at the top. Before you stands a tall, slender woman in dark robes and with dark gray skin. Tufts of her silver hair and piercings, intense blue gaze, are visible under the cowl that hides most of her handsome face. The robes are tailored intricately to reveal enough of her smooth skin to make inclined hearts race, but always seem to hide enough not to be explicit. The priestess has emerged from the inner sanctum hidden behind silken curtains, walked straight up to you with nigh divine grace, and is now looking into your eyes with a knowing smile on her fair features. Welcome, Fogris. Her voice is as sweet as honey. We have heard so many things about you. When you inquire what she has heard, the priestess smiles mischievously. This and that, promising things. Will you live up to it? That is the question. Nevertheless, we are glad to welcome you into our sanctum. You have great things ahead of you, and we would help you gladly. Come, consult with me whatever you wish, dear Fogris. I shall be in the inner sanctum. With that, she walks back behind the curtains. The shrine of Baal Urkal, the Demon Prince, is an inviting place. Smiling and scantily clad acolytes usher worshippers into the black stone building adorned with twisting statues. Inside, cowled priests speak in hushed tones, while purple and red candles give off a powerful sweet scent. Lies work best when wrapped in silk, they say. We could ask the priestesses about Baal Urkal, not treachery of Baal Urkal. See what services the sanctum offers, defy them, or leave the sanctum. Let's ask about it, because I don't really know anything about the Demon Prince. The Dark Elf Priestess welcomes you to the inner sanctum and offers her assistance. While you talk, naked slaves offer refreshing sweet wine on a silver platter. You ask the priestess to talk to you about Baal Urkal and those who worship the Demon Prince. Our Lord of Secrets, Baal Urkal, is an elusive deity, but I'm sure you already know this. The priestess confides as she takes you for a stroll under the pillared arcades of the sanctum. In truth, he has never been a proponent of personal freedom and a negotiator. Oh, he has ever been a proponent of personal freedom and a negotiator. Just like when he in his divine wisdom and kindness mediated between the apostles of the Emperor, the lords of the Abyss, and the other gods of the Triumvirate. Following that, our Lord took a pivotal role in forming two of the three religious orders that have since served the realms, the industrious Atermanus and the Nosferatu Sisterhood. Without these alliances, the world as we know it would not exist, and the Empire would have fallen into barbarism and despair long ago. We priests continue this tradition by aiding negotiations, and our church is also responsible for the carnal institutions of the realms. If you ever need assistance with meditation or subterfuge, you have come to the right place, as the Lord of Enchantment commands many powers of intrigue, charm, and illusion. You'd thank her for her time. Let's see what the services they have to offer. We have Enchanted Perfume, which just grants 1 charismatic. Do you equip it? I'm not sure. Some say it's exquisitely crafted bottle that is magical, and no matter what perfume one applies from it will have an amazing effect on anyone they try to attract. It's not super expensive. I'll buy one. Why not? Ask for a blessing. This makes you more persuasive. Let's hold off on that and see if we need any persuasion in the future. Let's check out the villa. Villa Aculea is a fortified mansion on the highest terrace of Lucernum. Its towers adorned with Venari banners that herald the ominous trading house's presence reach to the cavern's roof. Guards in helmets modeled after manticore heads keep watch and make sure that only friends of the house stay inside the compound, where markets and offices offer trade as well as a number of services. It is almost an isolated settlement in the city. Browse the Venari Emporium's wares, sell goods they're looking for, sell information, hire experienced mercenaries. Companion Venari man-at-arms cannot be present. Huh. We can get a dude? A companion who is just a guy. Well, let's start at the top. What are the wares? We have lures, bronze armaments. I think that's better than what we have. I think we have, like, good or something. I wish it would tell you, like, what you had currently. Magnificent banner. They don't have one. But it gives you +1 renown. I would totally do that if it was available. Oh, you have to be +3 reputation with them. Interesting. Hunting animals. Protected harnesses. Tools of alchemy. Lethal poison. Sorcerous energy crystal. Oh, requires magic sense, which we don't have. Hunting. Antidote. Do something else. Alright. Sell goods? Do we have anything here? We could sell them the arcane text. I don't remember how much we bought it for. Or didn't we find it? Maybe we bought it. I can't remember. Have it. Why not? +2 House Venari. They're cool. They're like, yeah, I love it when you sell us books. We could sell them a shipment of luxury wine. Very cool. That's good to know. And salt. Sell information? We don't have the information they want. Hired mercenaries. Oh, you can only have them for a certain amount of time. Always 30 days. Well, we burn through days so fast. Ah, ha, ha, ha! Ask if you can hire a sorcerer here. The agents tell you that currently no sorcerers or mages are available for hire, but that they have heard of a freelancer of such persuasion was offering her services in the city's less reputable bars. Perhaps you could look around there. Cool. Alright, we came here looking for a sorcerer. We are not leaving without a sorcerer. Let's check out the Preclarum, a shop of luxury items. You make your way to the shop called Preclarum, found on the end of Bright Street. It is no misnomer. The place is lit by an army of lamps burning bright kelp day and night, almost making you feel as if you are on the surface. The building itself does not look luxurious. Its thick stone walls and narrow windows remind you of a fortress more than anything. The inside is quite different. Well-swept stone floors, polite and well-fed slaves, exhibition cases full of valuable wares, as well as walls decorated with colorful banners, frescoes, and tapestries, all strengthen the feeling of wealth and tastefulness. Of course, the stern guards and dark runic armor make anyone think twice about trying anything unsavory. Let's look at their wares. We could buy valuable treasure. Buy 1 valuable treasure. Huh. Exquisite weapon. It fetches a high price from the right buyer. Rare jewelry, rare jewels we already have. Jade figurine. Interesting. Why wouldn't I be able... Oh, they want to buy a dwarven compass. I see. Okay. Interesting. Kind of an oddities shop. Let's visit the authorities. One of the tribunes of the district deals with public bounties put out in the name of the city and the empire. You can find him in his offices that occupy a large building next to a barracks of the city guard. You can give him trophies and expect fair payment in return. Turn in outlaw trophy. Neat! We got +1 from the Church of Sergorod and +2 of the cheapest coin. I think we have 3 of those. So just hand all of them in. Let's make sure... Yep, that was it. We had 3 of them. What about this? Inquire about obtaining a license for a permanent outpost. Isn't that like our long con goal to like set up an outpost somewhere? The city's Officium Factum Bureau lacks any distinctive features on the outside as well as the inside. From its great hall, side passages open into smaller vaults where individual cases can be administered. One such chamber is the office where you can apply for buying some land. You consider your next step. Ask an official how obtaining a license works. Acquiring a license to establish an outpost is no small feat. One needs thousands of bros, which I think is the middle one. Oh no, it's the cheapest one. Okay, thousands of these, which we have, technically. And proof that they have the capability to turn that venture into a successful one. You walk up to the clerk to present your claim. Establishing an outpost requires an imperial permit, the clerk says. He is obviously bored out of his skull. Those are not easy to come by now. What with all that is going on in the wider world, a sponsor to back your cause would certainly help, as authorities might find it easier to believe what your endeavor will not just bring more headaches. Also, there are some administrative fees to be paid first. Ask about the administrative fees and pay them if you can. That will be 200 bros. That's nothing. That's like 2 silver, right? That will be 200 bros, the clerk says. A deposit to make sure that you're serious about your business and not just some pomp trying to gather information. In case you do end up buying a property, we will of course deduct that amount from the price. You nod, acknowledging the fact. The clerk clears his throat and speaks again. And naturally, there's an additional fee of 50 bros for the paperwork. These documents do not maintain and organize themselves, you see. Yet again, he clears his throat and gazes at you expectantly. Skip paying right now. You will do this at a later time. Do we not have enough money? Oh, never mind. Bros are the silver. Right? Yes. Okay, so you need 250 silver to even do the administrative fees. Okay, changers are the cheap one, that's right. Thousands of bros, really? Well, we better start making lots of money, guys. Okay, 250 is where we want to get to then. Let's check out the fields, because that is the industrial part of town. Waterlogged terraces, railed-off pools, and coastal slums make up the fields, a district that occupies most of the lakeside in Larnac. Engulfed in the phosphorescence emitted by the endless bright kelp plantations, the quarter provides a luminescent backdrop to an otherwise dark city. We could visit the Bumbling Boatman or take a walk around the bright kelp fields. Let's do this first. The sour stench of wet, bright kelp sits heavy in the air around the pools and terraces where the plantation workers toil in shifts, night and day. Most of the area is inaccessible to the general public, with every inch of the lakeside under private ownership, but here and there the decrepit buildings that make up the slums stretch to and even over the water. We could take a look around the pools. We can do this every 3 days. After a brief stroll, you end up on the shore of a gigantic lake that is used for dumping inadequate or stunted heaps of bright kelp. However, one could still find useful plants among the rotting fronds, and it is only a matter of perseverance. You see several locals doing just that. What they do not have, however, is a crew of their own. We could do a very high chance of harvesting bright kelp. Let's do it. We succeeded. You managed to gather a nice pile of fresh bright kelp. Tell the crew to haul it back to the Manzio and start drying it. We lose movement, but we weren't going to move anyway. And we reached the Manzio without incident. We got only +5 bright kelp. That seems like kind of a waste of time, but I kind of love it. Let's approach one of the groups of tribals loitering around the lakes. You approach one of the small groups of Sadirar water tribe people who hang around the lake, looking aimless and fall into conversation. As it turns out, they are here on behalf of their people to watch over the lakes. They are sacred, Wanderer. The young shaman indicates the whole expanse of dark water ahead of you with a casual motion of his hand. Was our sacred place, our charge, but we are wanderers of the desert, and so we left. Once we came back, all sorts of people were here, and we had to take the warpath. The Great Spirit spoke to us, and peace was achieved. Your empire has kept the caves, but the lakes are still sacred, belonging to the spirits, still watched over by my people. You ask him when all this happened. Long time ago, stranger, long, long time. Before my grandfather's grandfather's time. We from Vitrar have been guarding the sacred lakes ever since. Some of us living here in this, he says the next word with visible disgust, city. And indeed, you keep seeing small groups of blue-clad Vitrar who watch over the lakes vigilantly. You also learn from a group that the bright kelp harvesting is not to their liking, but they must put up with it due to the peace. You leave them after the chat. Okay, let's go to the Bumbling Boatman and see if we can't find this mage. This popular lakeside bar is frequented by locals and travelers. It makes it an ideal place for you to kick back or listen for opportunities. Lit by bright kelp lamps, the gloomy common room is filled with acrid smoke and the stench of cheap booze. Quality booze? What does that do? Does that make our people happy? Are you guys unhappy? Is there a way we could check that without having to leave? Because I know we can check that in the Manzio, but I don't think we'll do that right now. I think everybody was in pretty good shape. Let's ask the barman about the name. Oh, he's got a lot to say. The barman is beaming when you ask him about the joint's name, even though it's clear that he has told this story countless times. Apparently, the bungling boatman is a local hero of sorts, a man who lived a generation or two ago. Some say he was a simple plantation worker, others claim he was a healer, and still others say that he worked in construction. Whatever the case, everyone loved him, for he was a very decent fellow. The tavern's name comes from one of the boatman's misadventures. Apparently, he got drunk in this very bar one night, then decided to not go home via the normal route, which is a huge roundabout way, but by taking a shortcut through the Breakkelp fields. He got lost very soon, surrounded by flooded terraces and pools, so he decided to steal a boat and row across to his house. As he leaned down to untie the rope on the small pier, his spectacles fell into the water, so he had to dive down to find them, but not before carefully undressing, folding his clothes, and placing them on the pier so as not to get them wet. However, not only did he not find the glasses, but he also managed to accidentally sweep his clothes into the water when climbing out, shaking from the cold. In the end, he walked home, taking the long route, naked, half-blind, and glowing, thanks to the swim in the Breakkelp-infested pools. This earned him the name, and soon became the name of this locale, too. But that is not the only adventure of the boatman you listen to. There seem to be dozens, if not hundreds, of amusing little misadventures. The only thing more amusing is seeing the glee and adoration of these people concerning this figure of tall tales and strange anecdotes. In the end, the account of the boatman's adventures devolves into an argument between the barman and a drunk about a particular story detail, which makes you take your cue to leave their company. He's like a Paul Bunyan or a Johnny Appleseed. Very fun. Fish around for rumors. Many travelers who drink and rest here almost always know something of value. You will have to pay for some drinks to learn more. Two coppers, not a problem. To Lurg. We received news from Fort Refugius. The popular lakeside bar... Oh, okay. We just got news. No interesting story there. Taste the local brew. The local Breakkelp spiced brew might smell fishy, quite literally, and glow with an eerie light, but is nothing to scoff at. Potent and tasty, you chug it down fast. You feel relaxed and focused. Ooh, +3 resourcefulness. Good job, us. And then let's look around for this sorceress. This is the whole reason we came out here in the first place. They look intense. The barman directs you to a corner table where a strikingly beautiful woman is sitting reading a book by candlelight. She is wearing a revealing red dress, and a long staff rests next to her, covered in delicate runes. Her shaven head is something of an oddity, as it reminds you of how many slaves look, but this woman is clearly no servant. You introduce yourself and ask her if she was the sorceress you heard about, and the one who is looking for work. That would indeed be me, the woman says in a melodious deep tone while piercing you with attentive green eyes. I am called Nadir. You are a Vagris, are you not? Interested in employing a spellweaver? Please sit, let us have a chat. You join her at the table and glance at the book she is now putting aside. You must have noticed your curiosity because she says, a rather intriguing book about 3 siblings trying to make do after their father was unjustly incarcerated. Fiction. She smiles as she looks you in the eye. You expected some treatise on magic, didn't you? I read enough of those, I assure you. So yes, I am a sorceress. I used to study at Karkpolis down south as a member of the Crimson Order. I left them for good, and now I am a freelancer. I have been for years. I worked for Bagrai before, but I filled other positions too. I am fairly versatile and I can adapt to many challenges with ease, but I won't keep advertising myself. Rather, you should ask whether you wish and shall inform you... Rather, you should ask whether you wish, and I shall inform you as best I can. Ask her you shall. She is listening attentively. Let us ask about herself. As I've mentioned, I've used to study down south, a busy little apprentice of the Crimson Order, Nadir confides, sipping wine from a bronze cup. Before that, I was a nobody. No silver spoon in my mouth, not a child prodigy, no chosen over anyone. What I achieved, I did because I was persistent and merciless on top of my arcane talent. I used whatever I had in order to advance, to learn, to get by. And I'm upfront about this because this way you will know that I am serious and dedicated, Vagris. I don't know whether anything else of my past is as important as this, or that I wish to share with anyone, really. Talk about something else. Let's ask about her abilities. Now we're talking. Nadir smiles, but there's a hint of cruelty in that pristine white flash. I'm very proud of my accomplishments as a spellcaster and arcane researcher. The many fields I have delved into include pyromancy, curses, divination, enchantments, charms, telepathy, necromancy, as well as the ability to communicate and conjure certain beings from other realms. When you inquire about these beings, she shrugs. Demonic entities, albeit not impossibly powerful ones, not yet anyway. These are bound and shackled, merely visitors to our realities so they can fight for us if need be. Pesky little things, although I've gained quite a knack for making them obey. I know quite a lot about demons and the other denizens of the outer realms. Other than these skills, I can help with most sciences or fields where lexical knowledge and its empirical application is viable. History, engineering, beast lore, and the like. I can also be quite persuasive. Her confident smile assures you that she indeed can be just that. I like her. She's got like a part of my crew that is missing, I feel like. Ask about the Crimson Order. Ah, the Order. There's a hint of disdain in Nadir's voice. It is all right, Vagris. I am well accustomed to this question. After all, I did not keep it a secret that I left the Crimson Order a while ago without finishing my studies there officially. The reason is simple. I felt that as knowledgeable as the organization is, it fails its students constantly by keeping said knowledge from them. I came to a point where I could not gain more power because they would not let me. And before you think that this stems from some wisdom on their part, think again. The uninspired and lazy masters did this to keep us down, to keep us from surpassing their power. So I left and kept teaching myself, always pushing my limits, always looking for something new, or a challenge to push me further. Then again, I am no enemy of the Order, so you do not have to fear for any form of retribution on their behalf. If anything, our parting was amicable. And then ask why she wants to be on the road. She looks at you for a few moments as if unable to comprehend the question, then says, "That is an odd question from someone whose very essence is travel. Of course there could be many reasons, and I'm sure you've heard all of them. Mine is no different than yours, I suppose. By exploring the continent, I can come across knowledge, and experience, contacts, and sources of power that can advance my career as a sorceress. Working for a Vagris is an ideal arrangement for me. Talk about something else." Sounds good. Let's hire her. I'm glad to hear that you are interested, the sorceress says and downs the last mouthful of her wine. Let me pay what I owe the barman for the room upstairs and the wine. Then I'll head to your berth at the Manzio. Hire her and pay for her tab. Sweet. Yeah, we gain loyalty. It's so hard to gain loyalty. I just piss everyone off, so I take every advantage I can. As agreed, the sorceress Nadir checks out of her room and joins your crew at the Manzio, now under your employ. One more companion for the road. Sick! Sorceress obtained! Leave the bumbling boatman, and leave the fields. Alright! Sorceress obtained. Now, where can we go from here? Exchange for news. We could go to Crystal. We could go to Mirage. Well, honestly, we'd go to Crystal via Mirage. Let's see what the houses have for us. You guys want us to take this stuff to Lumen. Just hides. Or a Vernum. But it's better to take the Lumen mission, it looks like. These guys want us to take this stuff all the way to Torzeg's shelter. It would take only two. Interesting. And that's it. Okay, I think we have our plan here. Let's get Lumen mission, Torzeg's shelter. Now, these things. Whose chitin is this? Is that mine? We definitely didn't take anybody's mission. Is there one I have to turn in? Apparently not. Where did this come from? Have I just been hauling that around? We'll hold on to it for now. I'm afraid I picked it up from somebody. But I don't have any active missions, so it can't be for any of the factions. Weird. Is chitin going for sale well here? Sell 108? No, not at all. Sell it in Lumen or sell it in Torzeg's? Okay. Good to know. You can buy it for cheap here, though. I would assume the Bright Kelp is the most... Although chitin seems to be selling, even better profit-wise. Do you guys have chitin? You do! You have boatloads of chitin. Huh. Okay. Let's see here. Well, first of all, we want to make it to Mirage, and then to Crystal, and then to Lumen. which is 12 days away. Mirage is 6 days, Crystal is 11, and then 12. I'm assuming it'll be a little longer than 12 because we're kind of taking like a roundabout way rather than direct there. But let's load up. This will get us 11 and 14. Now, let's grab a chitin. How much? I think I want to do... What would make us the most profit? If we buy this for 2.7, we could sell it in Torzag Shelter for 5.6, which would be almost 3 of the middle coin. If we did Bright Kelp, we could sell it for 7.3, which would be a little less actually, but you can carry more of it. But we would want to take it like all the way to Torzag Shelter with us. I'm thinking Bright Kelp is the way to go, at least to get the most bang for our buck. And we could actually stack some extra on top of the Bright Kelp. Oh wait, actually that's the Bright Kelp we harvested. So we actually only need to maintain this Bright Kelp. And I think this chitin is mine, but we don't want to sell it here because it is cheap. Alright, cool. Well, we've stacked up our people. Let's go to the Manzio and rest up. Nadir has joined us. 9594. Our morale is super low. So actually, before we rest, let's go back to the fields, go to the Bumbling Boatman, and get some booze for our people. Yeah! We lost some vigor, but we gained morale. We lost all of our movement speed, but we had no movement speed to begin with. So, that's how you want to do that. If you can get to a city, your people are kind of cranky, pay for extra booze when you have no movement speed, because they'll lose all their movement speed, but they don't have any anyway. So, we will get vigor back. We could get morale, vigor, and nutrition. I think we should spring for a little extra money to start cranking our morale back up, and then get our nutrition back up a little bit as well. So, end the day. How's our worker doing? I want to get one more slave since we had a slave die, or like get lost in the desert somewhere. I can't remember. Let's see. And then also we have a lot of insight. We have 7, so we should definitely upgrade Nadir and get her as the... We already have a slave driver. She's already a spell weaver. So let's see. Flame Toss level 2 requires prowess 3 and perceptive 2. I'm not really sure what prowess is. I don't know where that comes in. But let's get perceptive 2. What else do we want her to be good at? Get her a step in tough, strong-minded, dexterous. Just get her some base level stats would be good. Prowess 3. I'm not 100% sure how prowess works. Like, savvy makes sense, but prowess doesn't seem to be a thing. Maybe it's like a combination of other ones. I might have to do some research on that. I've been curious about that before. Let's see. Persuasion will get another bit of... Dark Pact is cool. Outer Realms lore. Maybe get some of that. Oh, it just makes her stronger. Very cool. Brilliant. Blood Magic. Arcane Leech. Ooh, Stealing Power is pretty neat, but you need a lot of prowess, which I still don't know what that is. Sorceress would be cool too, prowess and strong-minded. Let's get her another strong-minded, and then let's make her good at con. We'll swindle some people here. Alright. And we're back down to 3 insight. So we have 2 level 2 people, 2 level 3 people. We'll slowly gain more insight over time. Alright, we've fully rested. Any more missions available that I could take on? Doesn't look like it. And we filled our inventory, actually, now that I remember. And then let's grab supplies to be fully decked out for that. And one last check for passengers. We have these people who want to go to Crystal. It's one dude. He takes 2 supplies a day. Let's take him along. The grumbling slave driver. Alright, well, onward we go. Out into the wastes, and then let's make our way towards Mirage, which is slightly to the northeast. So up that way we go. We'll rest. Oh, we gotta pay our people. We owe them like 12 silver. The eerie, unnatural wind that has been following your journey for a while strikes again. Comes out of nowhere, strengthens in force to a fierce windstorm in a matter of minutes. It's difficult to deal with the gale itself, but the voices soon become your main concern. The whispers quickly turn into a painful moaning, then into screaming. The screaming of a woman in pain. There's no question now that it's thaumaturgical nature. The voices cause you and all your comies to grab your temples in pain. I think this is the one where it melted a guy's brain before. Let's spend our insight. We failed. We lost a slave, an outrider, morale, and obedience. Good lord. We are broken instantly? How did that happen? Jeez Louise. I think that was Gorgoro. Everybody get paid. Our workforce is below... We need to get back to the city. Turn around. Or do we keep going? Because no, we need to go back to, we need to get back to Larnak and fix the number of people. We lost all of our movement. We need to fix the number of people working for us. Well, that was an unmitigated disaster. And then Force March. We have to get into the city. Hi guys, I was gone for 3 days, wandering around the place, and it went horribly wrong. Okay, I think we're okay. Let's rest in the Nanzio and try to recover. The problem is we lost some days, but I think we still have 23 days to get to Lumen. We should be okay. That was just kind of really bad luck on our part, leaving the city and immediately getting psychically blasted. So let's rest again. Let's we'll refill it. We'll reset here. It's like we just lost a bunch of money, but let's go for the full experience here. Get some stuff recovered. Back up to decent amount of morale. Exchange for news again. 8 movement speed. Full on supplies. Alright. We're gonna end the episode there after the nightmare start that was. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We got our sorceress. I'm ready to go back and see if we can't get Kandak over the hump. Maybe we can use our sorceress to go finally defeat the ghosts that plague our friend in the Dark Elf City. I forget the name. Duman? Denim? Something. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a lot. If you want to see more of August the Riven Realms or my other videos that I have going on, subscribe to the channel. That also helps out a lot. But until next time, everybody, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you around. Bye-bye, everybody!